Collapsing your reality, explain. Give me a second, let me turn my mic this way. There we go. Collapsing your reality, explain. I'm going to use me as an example, and then I'm going to go to Ina, and then I'm going to go to Deanna. Then I'm going to go back to, actually, I'm going to go to me, then I'm going to Deanna, then I'm going to go to Ina, and then I'll find my way. I'm going to use some real world examples. Okay, use some real world examples. This weekend, I finished 4 books. This weekend. So you have 4 books. So if you're on the book list, I'm coming. It's 4 books in 1 weekend. Okay. Dion's having audio problems. She's gonna come back in. So 4 books this weekend. Those you have. I'm coming. I'm coming down the list. The list is up to 29 now, but whatever. That doesn't have anything to do with most of y'all at this point. Most of y'all are somewhere in the singles or the tens. How? Let's see. Grace and Deanna, to your best knowledge. Actually, Grace, you would know more than Deanna. In the last 30 days, how many full books have I written? Because you would know better than Deanna, because you don't want to keep in the list.
Right. Okay. So 4 this past weekend.
That have nothing to do with me.
Okay. Right. 4 that just happened this weekend. 5 that happened last weekend. That's 9. And then the people that the sales team have
That would be at
talked to
least
about.
11 to 12.
Yes.
So in the last 30 days, I finished 11 to 12 books. How? Well, yeah, no doubt. None of them are for me. Absolutely not a single one of those are for me. When I now, if you want to push it back to 35 days, then you could put my whole trilogy in, which was 429,000 words or something like that. Yeah, 429,000 words. It was crazy. Yes. Yeah, I'm right. It's 429,000 plus words. So when you think about that, how? How? No, let's discuss how. This is the getting out your own way. We're not necessarily talking about me, but I'm using me as an example. You'll see why in a second. It will make sense. Well, let's repeat the title: Collapsing Your Reality. Explain. So obviously the answer, Dion, is Antonio, you collapsed your reality. That's obviously the answer. I'm trying to get there, but we want those how-to steps. We want that connection. That yeah, you get what I'm saying? We want the connection of etc. So before you answer, let me take 1 minute to try to make this a little bit more plain and explain why I'm doing it, and then it also serves as a summary to Tracy, who's just coming in. In the last 30, was it 30 days I said, Grace? Or was that 2 weeks? 30 days? Okay, last 30 weeks, 30 days, I wrote at least and at least 12 to 13 books. We actually off, Grace, because we're not counting Sugar, we're not counting Sandra. We left those 2 out. Yeah, we completely not counting those 2 at
Oh,
all.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't count those because sales team, you meant Crystal and
Douglas.
Douglas. Yeah. So we're not even counting.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll just say somewhere 13 or 15. We'll just say that somewhere. So that's essentially 1 book every other day, while writing code, while doing this, all the other stuff that I have to do, and I haven't missed a single beat. It's when you get your update this Friday, you'll see exactly how much I have done.
Appreciate you. It was really good.
No,
That's a lot of hard work, man. That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. Just because I'm fast don't mean the quality drops. It just means that my master's degree is working at your service, is what it means. That's what it means. Yeah, for sure. How? How am I writing 15 books in 30 days? How? I'll give you one hint. I'm not complaining. You missed it. Antonio's 3 core teachings.
Step 1, don't complain.
Yes, don't complain. And remember, my core teaching can be broken down into 3 things. Now, there's a lot of my core teachings, but they can be broken down into 3 absolute things. And the first one of those things is the acceptance or the non-correction of things. That everything is perfect. You cannot collapse your reality complaining. You just cannot, at least not in the manner in which it serves you. Ebony hit me up this weekend. Problem, justifiable problem. Won't give you the details. Justifiable details. Lady was being probably an a-hole, treating Ebony like a number. And I told Ebony, just pause, go through all that, go through it. She misunderstood me. She was like, well, I'm not complaining. I didn't say you was complaining. I said, go through all those emotions because they're supposed to be there, because God did give you a spirit of anger. It's the truth. You were born angry, all of us. We all have 6 emotions that we were born with, and anger is one of them. Fear is another. So I told her go. She finally got it. I told her go through it, and then of course she started fixing those situations. I don't want to open my laptop. Understand? In fact, the laptop wouldn't even cut on. It wouldn't even cut on. And then a couple hours later, it started cutting on. So it wouldn't. And my point here is, go through those emotions, because if you don't go through them, then they stick into you, and they become trauma. Everybody okay with that? Okay, Deanna, I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna do station appreciation in a second.
In step 2, go through the emotions.
It's an accidental step 2, but sure. You can call it 1A if you want to. but I'll take it as a step 2. It's the Untethered Soul gives a wonderful story about this. Deanna, tell the story.
This is actually one of my favorite stories because it opened so much up for me in my brain. So there's this guy who was traveling down the highway. He was on a trip and happy, feeling wonderful, feeling great. Everything was great in his life. And this gold Mustang pulls up next to him. And he kind of took a moment and looked, because his girlfriend drives a gold Mustang. But he knew it couldn't be her because, she was at home. Well, he was looking in the passenger side and he recognized that it was his girlfriend, but she was in the passenger side. Because upon further looking, there was a man driving his girlfriend's car. And this was the day he found out that his girlfriend was cheating on him. So we fast forward. Years later, he's married, he has children, and they are driving down the exact same highway. He's happy, he's elated, he is living his best life. And a Mustang, not a gold Mustang, just a Mustang, pulls up next to him. And he instantly feels the exact same emotions he felt the day that happened, and it was his girlfriend. See, what happened was he never truly processed the emotions. And he never released the emotions. He never gave them a voice. He never went through the process of acknowledging and letting go. So what happened was, over the years, what that did was it just rotated around inside of him. And when he thought he was over it, he wasn't, because he never fully healed from it, because he never released it. So When the emotion came back, when the situation represented itself, it didn't have to be the same car. It just had to be a car of the same make. It didn't have to be the same color. It triggered the emotions that he had rotating around inside of him all of those years because he never acknowledged it and he never let it go. So what he did was not only did he not release it, but he didn't allow for new emotions to come in to replace those emotions because he never acknowledged them and he never released them.
Y'all can unmute your mics and clap for that. I'd greatly appreciate it. That's
Woo!
better than
Wow,
anything I'm
awesome
gonna say
set.
today.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Amazing.
That's better than anything I'm gonna say today. That was good. That was good. So I told Ebony, go through it. And of course, Ebony listens. She fights while she listens, but she listens. And then somewhere within an hour later, she was solving her problem. Somewhere solving her problem. So how have I written 15 books that have nothing to do with me in 30 days? So one every other day. And these are the lowest book was actually one of them actually being 17,000 words because it was designed to be like that. It's kind of like this is a short book. It's designed to be a short book. Peaks and Valleys is another book that is short. So outside that outlier, 37,000 to 80,000, 90,000 words. How am I collapsing my reality? This my core teachings come down to three things. Write this in order. Align yours. Well, I don't want to give it to you that way. So, okay, I'm gonna give you the titles first, then I'm gonna explain. Infinite Intelligence Alignment is number one. Everything is Perfect, number two. And None Correction as Acceptance is number three. Infinite Intelligence Alignment is number one. Everything is Perfect is number two. None Correction as Acceptance is number three. And in order to collapse, well, your reality is always collapsing because the moment you observe something, you're applying all three of those things, consciously or unconsciously. So the moment Antonio complains or says, I should have been graduated, I'm 60 and I should be further along, everything I'm saying comes from this audience. This is not general stuff, man. This audience. I've picked the wrong people and gotten here. They're always sleeping on me. Am I making it personal? This audience.
Stop attacking me.
Okay. There you go. Appropriate. Yeah, appropriate. And you write all these things, or it's taking too long. Forget that one. Oh yeah, I love that one. It's taking too long.
Could that be true? You could pick the wrong people to be in your life. I should be further along. I should have graduated by now. Those statements can be true.
It is absolutely true because that's what you observed. What is not true is you didn't have to observe that.
People graduate college 21, 22. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are correct.
Okay, so I'm 31, about to be 32. I should have been graduated.
You are also correct. But
Can
you're
I
not
step in
correct. Yes, let me finish the statement. You got it. But you're also not correct because you didn't have to observe any of those things.
Right.
You
It's
could have
people in
created
their
a whole nother
60s,
future for
70s, and
yourself.
80s getting degrees.
That's true.
Thank you.
But here's the deal. But while what Ebony is saying bothers her and don't bother y'all, don't hide behind that because
Right.
y'all do the same thing she's saying. You do the
Right.
same thing. It's just to what bothers you. Go ahead, Jamie.
Oh, my fault. I was going to type it real quick, but yeah, it's
good.
like, it's all facts what he's saying, Ebony, because, I was literally 24 saying the same thing, bro. And
A
that,
year or two
I know,
past,
I
that's
know
a
you,
big
I know,
child.
you older now, and that's cool. But the story is, don't rush your progress. Don't rush your story, your beginning. I almost never went back, but my time was my timing. Look at Deanna. Right now, her time is her timing, and your timing is coming. But if you have that attitude, baby girl, it ain't gonna get you nowhere, and then you're gonna psych yourself out of your own blessing. And I'm telling you that because I almost did it multiple times. So
Jalen's
please
correct.
listen to what this young older man than me is saying.
Fair enough.
And let me
Jalen's
be
correct.
quiet.
Ebony's
Come on,
also
young older
correct.
man.
Jalen's correct. Ebony's also correct. Henry Ford has the greatest quote for this. Whether you say you can or you can't, you are right. This is what's happening here. Whether you say you can or you can't, you are right. Ebony is 1,000% correct. She is behind. She is failing at life.
I didn't say all that.
I'm putting something on it. I'm trying to make you remember it. She is a loser. Her brother is better than her. She don't know what to do with her life.
Now watch it. Okay, look. I
I'm
ain't gonna
just
let you
trying to
just
give
sit here and dig into
Jamal.
Ebony like that, okay?
I'm not, because some of y'all getting hit with these strays too.
You
Yeah,
so the
some of
hell
y'all
right.
get
That's why I'm telling you.
all right then. Okay. And Ebony's correct. The problem with that, Jamal, is she could have observed something else. And she could have been correct about that.
I'm still
Jamal
alive.
just now go ahead.
I'm still alive.
Still alive.
You see, I got great health. I got my mental faculties. I can work my way out of it anytime, day and night, whenever I choose, whenever I'm ready. It'll happen. Not a day before, not a day after. My favorite story. I don't mean to cut in old school.
No, you good.
Can I speak for a second, old school? Young old man.
Yeah, young old man.
Please do, brother. Please do.
My favorite story is the guy from Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was a college educated, had a degree, he was a school teacher. And then one day he retired and he realized I ain't got no money. Anybody else teaching school figure that part out yet? You retired, they want you to live on $1,500 a month, rent
All of them.
$100 a month, $2,500. I'm done with that. So we all know the scam of school teaching. They promised that goal at the end that don't exist. Well, he decided, he figured out he didn't have no money at the end. So he started trying to figure out ways to make money. So he's 65, 66 years old. He comes with the idea. He ate some fried chicken somewhere, bought the recipe from an old black woman, rode around selling the recipe to different places, franchises. Then he gets the idea, hell, I'll just make the chicken myself. If I don't sell it, I'll just eat it. So it was, win-win. But just think about that. He became a millionaire, gazillionaire post 65. He should have already been there. You don't know when that time is. You don't know when it's going to converge for you. That's all I have to say. You don't know. You have no idea.
True stories.
Well,
Very
I'll
true
take that
story.
because if I would have graduated college, I wouldn't have met you and been working here. So
Okay, so there's a positive outlook, right? Or I enjoyed my life while I was going to college. Don't know, and I'm not. Here's the deal. I'm not correcting thee. I'm just simply and gently teaching you all. Whatever you observe is what you have collapsed. Last Thursday night, Jamal gave a great scholarly argument for free will and multiverse, which was correct. Not correct like because he said it. No, it was absolutely scientifically fundamental. So it was correct. Like fundamentally, like basic building blocks. It was correct. And it applies right here for this conversation. That there's a version of Ebony that did do it on time. And then there's this version of Ebony that didn't do it on time. And Jamal will argue, and Tony will argue, and both of them are still alive. still alive, still happy, or still complaining. Either way, just because you change something about your life does not mean you changed your life. Because who you are will continue to collapse your reality on who you are.
Hold on, please say that louder for the people in the back. You just snapped with that one.
Just because you change your life, something in your life does not mean you change your life. Because you will continue to collapse your reality on who you are because of who you are. I'll give it to you like this here. And remind me, Deanna, come back to the 3 basic teachings. If you, money, let's, I'm gonna put it in money because y'all like money talks, okay? Just know that this is not exclusive to money, but it's going to hurt really hard when I bring it into money. Money is water. If you want to live on planet Earth, you need water and you need money if you're going to be human. And I know you can give me some argument. Okay. Then don't make no more money and see how long you live. See how long and what quality of life that you have on this planet. So we're going to say that you can go without food for a long time, but you cannot scientifically go without water for a long time. Tops 7 days. Maybe something like it. Now, here's the deal. In 21st century capitalism, you can't go 6 days without money. Let's just keep it real. Not these days. So we're going to say water is the source of life. Money is the source of quality of life. Can I do that? Is that okay? Okay, cool. So then nobody disagrees with that. Outstanding. Therefore, here's my statement. Money, like water, always finds its level. One of the most destructive forces on this planet is water, and it only has a shape when it's in a container. I went somewhere, but I did it too fast. You couldn't follow me. Punchline, then I'll repeat it. Money is finding its shape in you. If you're of the shape, I don't have money, can't get money, can't whatever money, that's the money shape comes through at you. If you're of the shape, real estate mogul, this and that, that's the money, that's the shape that money will find in you. There's the punchline. Now let me repeat it. Money, like water, always finds its level. And water has no shape until it fits inside of a container. And you, my friends, are the container of money. And nothing will ever change that now or ever. You want more money? Change your container.
I got that $50 Jesus. My Jesus gonna handle $50. You can handle $1,000 problems. Ain't no $1 million problems. My Jesus, he light bill, baby.
Man, not ever bring my Jesus no $1 million problem. If it's in your will, Lord, you know, if you can just, you understand. Whatever you are, whatever you're experiencing in this day, in this time, it is not my fault. I'm just using my eyes not to get off some people, right? It's not my fault. It is you have become a container for money, and the law of compensation is showing you that container. And instead of you changing your container, you change the frequency in which you complain.
Reverend.
Y'all let me say money is like water. I asked if everybody can agree with that. Nobody disagreed. We walked here together in a full consensus. We walked here together. So we must all get slapped in thine face together. Because money will find its container. And a lot of y'all love God and believe God is the God of all things. And then to borrow from Jamal, but y'all got a $50 Jesus. You believe God can heal cancer, but not pay a credit card bill.
Watch yourself, Reverend.
So it's a lot of things going on there. So my core teachings are in three pieces, aligned with infinite intelligence. Back to my original point. The reason why I believe, Grace, that the reason why I wrote 15 books in 30 days, all masterpieces, no repeat information, all masterpieces. And out of those 15 books, 11 different writing styles. Why was I able to do that? Because I'm good? No, because I think I can do whatever I want to do. You're missing it. It's okay.
Way to stop yourself. Because I thought I knew I was about to hear a cuss word right there. Whatever the book, I was waiting to hear that.
Yeah, growth, Grace, it's growth. You understand, it's growth. I just believe I could do what I want to do. I believe sitting down and having to do multiple books doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me go, man, I could really be doing this. I should be doing this. But
Watch yourself, Reverend.
That's what we do as humans, right? I haven't missed a workout, not one. I haven't missed a single workout. Anything I want. I haven't missed a grant application. I haven't missed a funding application. I haven't missed nothing while still doing that. Why? Because of the three things. Because I just think I can do what I want, or I'm aligning myself with infinite tech. Is God stressing about creating 15 books? Does God stress about giving Ina the inspiration for a book? 15 books? What about 30? What about 1,000,000 books? Exactly. This is what I mean by align with infinite intelligence. Take these limits off of you and be the unlimited thinker, being with each breath that you take, that you are. And every time you breathe out, you should get better at being God. It's a whole lot of tweetable things in here today, Jalen. Okay.
Do it again.
Every time you breathe out, you should get better at being God, aligning with infinite intelligence. Last time I checked, Tracy's good book says, morning by morning, new graces, new mercies that she receives. Last time I checked, Dion just absolutely loves to think about anybody in Christ Jesus as a new creature. Where every breath you take makes you a new creature. And in y'all very same book, in which y'all do not believe, you shout about, but you don't believe about, what to borrow from Master P in the 90s. You not about it. It's a great philosopher. Great philosopher. Percy Miller, great philosopher. You don't believe that you'll do greater things than me. Tell this mountain to be cast up, thrown into the sea. You like to shout at it, but you don't believe it. Everybody follow me so far?
Yes.
So in this great understanding of this, I am God. Whatever God can do, I can do. These books ain't bothering me. I'm gonna knock these books out and I'm gonna kill it. And I'm gonna kill it with, second point, without complaining, or the way I said it to you, by knowing that everything is perfect. By knowing, that's the second point. By knowing that everything is perfect, knowing that these books in front of me are not delaying me. They're pausing me to make whatever I was going to do better. This is the universe's way. This is God's way of slowing me down so I can speed up. Completing somebody, some of y'all need to hear what I'm about to say. Completing these books then gets any karma off of me so my dumb ideas can still be blessed. Let's open it up for a little bit. Some of y'all doing all the right stuff. all the right stuff. And everything you're doing should be working, but it don't work because you don't keep your word.
Please
It is-
expound on that. Expand on that.
That's
It
it.
is better to not have made a vow than to have made a vow and not kept it. Universally speaking, every sacred text, every culture on the planet, from a God perspective to a no perspective, from natural revelation to special revelation, all says that your heart and your mouth should be in alignment, that you cannot be double-minded, that a creature with two heads cannot exist, that two people walk in two different directions can't walk. So if you say you're going to do something, that's a thought, and then you don't do it, that's a more dominant thought. The universe not only gives you the dominant thought, which is, I'm not going to do it, but then there is a principle of multiplication that is a seed that in action, it's actually an action. You not keeping your word is you telling the universe, these are the seeds that I will be planting. More instability, more karma for me to live a life to where I do not keep my word, because the only thing on planet Earth is self and other self. So when you didn't keep your word to Ina, you thought that was her. That's you. Ina is other you. Ina's not Ina. Ina is only Ina because her mama told us to call her Ina. Spiritually, Ina is me. And spiritually, me and Ina are God. So whatever I did to Ina, whatever you do unto the least of these, my brothers, you do also unto me. So when I don't keep my word with Susan, God goes, all right, Antonio, I guess you just won't be winning today. As a matter of fact, until you do what you said you was going to do, you just won't be winning. If it take a decade, it take a decade.
Can I ask kind of a qualifying question in this?
You should.
So then, where does the golden rule come into play when it comes to this almost?
So the golden rule will be treat others as if you would treat yourself, which is all in what I'm saying. Because the intention there is Jalen won't lie to him and break his word to him. Now, of course, we all know Jalen, Antonio, Deanna, Susan, Phil, Craig, Day, we lie to us.
Okay.
So in fairness, Jalen just treat Ian like the way Jalen treat himself. We all lie to us. The goal is to stop being double-minded. Because remember, everything that you do is a seed. And every seed, by universal standard, this is not esoteric thought. Take your butt out to your backyard, plant a seed. Principle of multiplication will come out in the next reaping season. And here's the problem with that, MP. Not only will you get hundreds of times what you planted, this is the part that's scary, but you're going to get back the same thing you put in. You plant gossip, you're going to get back gossip, but a whole tree of it. You plant discord, you're going to get back discord. If it's violent discord, you're going to get back that same violent discord, but it's going to be a whole multiplication of it. It baffles me. Like there's some, yeah, I feel like I'm going to say. It just, everybody just pause, reset, and prepare yourself. Just prepare yourself.
Antonio,
Yes, sir.
Tony Alessandra trademark, treat other people the way they want to be treated.
That's beautiful and probably far better than the golden rule, because we don't treat ourselves well. Not necessarily, not ordinarily, I should say. Not ordinarily. Here's what you're not feeling like. Let's just put it in the books talk real quick. Let's put it in the books talk, and I'm still using myself as an example. I haven't gotten to the end yet. it's people like right now. One of them just texted me. I had to let this person know, like, first off, chill. You're not paying. It's number one. Okay. This is something that through whatever we said was going to do. It just text me at noon. Exactly. So 37 minutes ago, I just got this text. So if you didn't text me 37 minutes ago, I ain't talking about you. So you can relax. Okay. I'm not talking about you. It's 37 minutes ago. You text me at 37 minutes ago. Now, I had to politely let them know, dude, there's a list. And I am karmically obligated that when I or the sales team get somebody paying for a book, I got to put them before your free book. I have no choice. Because not to give them this turnaround is to tell the universe, I don't respect when people give me money, therefore don't give me money. And then anything that I cause them, I'm responsible for that vibration. So the whole time I'm playing with their money, if I tell them 90 days, on the 91st day, until I do what I said I was going to do, I am responsible for that karmic debt. So if they panic, grind their teeth, sleep, there's a portion of that energy that I am going to get a return on until I put forgiveness in that equation. And how do you put forgiveness into an equation when you gave somebody your word? It's not to say, I forgive you for being mad at me. It is to complete your word. Because forgiveness stops the wheel of karma. So people like that would then tell me, well, I've been waiting. I'm taking to you, taking to I've been waiting. First off, you can't write a book. Let's start there. Secondly, you've been trying to do so for decades now. So if it takes 6 months, it just is what it is. Now, if you pay, it ain't gonna take 6 months.
Can I ask something?
You sure can.
Why are people like that? Like when it's free, they expect it, you know what I'm saying? And then when it's like opposite, you fall in line because you paid for it. You know, I deal with that all the time with videos.
A lot of people get too close to you and then start expecting you to show them privilege.
So do I create distance then?
You don't have to do that.
Don't let the privilege happen. And if you don't like it, you're not supposed to be around me.
I don't want to say what you should do because I don't want to violate your free will. Here's what I have done in 2024. Grace, text everybody where they at. Here's your boundaries. This is where we are. Here's the list. Here's your boundaries. Do not stress me over this boundary because this is where you are on this list and there is nothing that I can do about that. Now, if I tell Bernard that Bernard is number 4 on this list and somebody pay, then I'm not allowed to put Bernard 5th on the list because somebody paid. The burden now is on me to knock out those 3 books in front of Bernard and Bernard's book at number 4. And then when someone buys from me, I tell them, I properly give them a set of expectations, getting out your own way. I have 19 books in front of you. That is about 90 days plus this. So your book will be complete in 6 months. I will update you each time. Y'all see that? Now, when I finished a book in 3 months, I look like, the goose that laid the golden egg.
So basically you're creating that
boundaries. We call them boundaries.
Boundary, yes, but also I'm thinking business now. You're creating that basically that creative effect of, yeah, I overdid it for you, but you had to wait
Yeah, that's the over promise. No, under promise, over deliver.
Yes,
There
yes,
you go.
yes.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think it was you when I first met. This is how full circle it was when you were like, you have to not only create to keep your promise, but when you over push and you give more, you'll soon be worth that value. And
Absolutely. But the universe has to catch up with you because water finds its container. You've changed your container. There are 3 celebrities on this list, and I'm not even going to tell you who they are. They asses right where they are. They ain't get no special favor. I can tell you right now, I got Phil and Susan before them. I have I ain't got the list. Grace, you got the damn list. I don't care. Grace, the celebrities, Grace got a list. It's like 1 of 18 or something. Well, it was 1 of 18. Now it's not. Yeah, now it's not.
Yeah,
And then she like
19. I have no idea what
right.
you
I think it's 29 now. Here's the deal. Now she asked me the other day, well, I got the numbers, but I don't know the names. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the names. Just know that they just in there. She just got the numbers. Text who you supposed to text. I'll text these other ones because I ain't supposed to be doing their work.
before we get too far, I don't want to cut you off. Tracy asked, what do you mean by they changed their container?
If you want $1 million, there's 2 things you need to understand about $1 million. That money is energy. Therefore, that's 1 million energies you need to spend. Please write that down. That's number 1. If you want $1 million, you need to understand that's 1 million energies. And if I monitor y'all daily activities, you don't give me 10 energy. You can't.
Wait, that ran over my head, and I think it was important. Please say it again.
Money is just energy. That's all it is. We literally call it currency. It's its proper name. Currency is energy, electricity, a radio wave. So we really call it that. Currency exchange. We call it that. Okay, we actually call it that. So money is energy. And if Tracy wants $1 million, I'm answering the question, what do you mean by change the container? If Tracy wants $1 million, the first thing Tracy needs to understand is that's 1 million energies. And if I monitor Tracy's life, she has no choice but to admit she's not giving 1 million energies. Because if she was, she'd have $1 million.
Okay, well, now I have a qualifying question from that.
Good.
How are you quantifying the energies?
Which leads us to the second point. Good, you are on it today, Jalen. Serve people.
Pause, time out. Time out.
That's an
Let me just
time out.
no, well, I'm just that was just confirmation.
Come on.
What you just said of what I heard in my spirit yesterday, literally at church, because it was like I don't even know what I was praying about, but my spirit was like, your prosperity is in your serving. Like you're serving when you serve, the money comes when you serve. So the fact that you just said that, it's like serve more, do more, be more, and the more money will come, you know? But doing that part first.
Automatically. Y'all heard her? Says confirmation. She was praying about something else. Oh, Lord, if you can just let these calories fall from my stomach. Well, I tell you what, let's talk about money first, right? You just came through. Jalen, the qualified question was spot on. That means he's following me. Bless you, Deon. It means you're following me. The qualifying question was the number 2. The only way to make money on planet Earth is to serve people. They literally put you in jail if you try to make money any other way. It's called counterfeit.
No, because you be serving and they put you in jail. No, they put you in jail if they can't get a piece of it.
That's correct. There you go. There you go.
You can serve all day. You know what I'm saying?
You serve. That's how you get the money. That's how you getting the money. But if they can't get a piece of it, then they put you in jail too. And then that's a fact. So think about this. When Tracy asks, so what do you mean change their container? You got to get bigger as a serving machine to get to more money machine.
Okay, so basically what I'm
Mhm.
hearing is in my
I got you, Grace. I
journey
got
to
you.
wealth, I have to serve and keep doing what I've already been doing, but I have to be able to serve more people to get more money.
Which is you should probably embrace technology to do that. But yes, the answer to your question is absolutely yes. You fully understand me.
Okay.
Grace, what I said that you wanted me to repeat is in order, I got you, Jamal. In order for me to be more of a serving, I got to change my container. If I want $1 million, I'll be very specific this time, Grace. I need to change my container to $1 million serving machine. And then the money will automatically flow to me. And before Jamal goes, I'll prove this without esoteric talk. You can tell how many people are served by a neighborhood by the quality of their houses. If you drive into a low income area and the houses are run down, those people are janitors, they're nursery home workers, they work at a job and they serve their upline supervisor and 10 people that call customer service that day, while the head of billing and coding department serves 1,000 people per hour coming into the hospital. And those 1,000 people have families. And those families have families. So this is why they're making $500,000 a year.
Okay, so then what
So
if
you and then Jamal jump right in right after him.
I'm
No,
so
you
sorry.
good. You good.
I guess then, so say somebody that doesn't know much about what they want to do,
They're
like
poor.
this isn't me, but they don't know much about what they want to do, but they know they want to either help people or they want to serve or whatever.
Okay.
How would they even get to this point? And this is more for people that's hearing the podcast that may be like, I want to help people, or I just, I may have a small talent, but I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm stuck in that mindset of, the slavery mindset of the 9 to 5.
If you don't know what you want and you can't figure out what you want, your life is in the holding pattern of a bunch of stuff you don't want, and it's on purpose.
Facts.
It's 100.
I was there. I was there.
Okay.
I now know what I want to do.
You now know what you want to do. It's on purpose. You do not enjoy your life. Nah, that doesn't mean you have a bad attitude. You're in a holding pattern. Why? Because the universe needs to keep giving you contrast so you can finally figure out what you want to do. So if you don't know what you want to do, you're not listening to the contrast in your life. And you're going to continuously repeat that holding pattern. And what does contrast look like? Getting close, but never enough. Always having money, but it's always accounted for. It's always going to be that wheat in the tear situation. So if you don't, this is the first part of James' question. If you don't know what you want, you're in a holding pattern consistently, always. Because
And when you say a holding pattern, it's like a circle.
Like
insanity.
Airplanes fly in a holding pattern before they can land.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a continuous big old 200-mile circle, around the airport until they get clearance to land so they don't crash into something else. That's that holding pattern. And this is what's happening on your life. You can ascend, but you're not supposed to ascend because you're supposed to go through this trash so you can then say, you know what, I want to be clean over there. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of resistance. To make you go, I want to be clean over here. All right, Jamal, get ready in 30 seconds. The second part of Jaden's question is, once you figure that out, your life changes because you're not supposed to complain about contrast no more. Contrast is no longer contrast. It's just the background allowing you to enjoy your blessings. Once you know what you want and you complain, the universe is very unforgiving to you.
Wow.
That's every sacred text. That's science. That's philosophy. That's gone. It's everywhere. Go ahead, Jay. I mean,
Basically,
Jamal.
you prayed to be here, accept it, and don't rush the process because before you weren't even where you are now.
Right. It's like being pregnant, 10 centimeters dilated, tucking in the baby. It's, you ain't coming out at all. You're gonna kill yourself
Wow.
and probably the baby. But either way, you're gonna lose that battle. Just what it is. Okay, go ahead, Jamal.
So
We talking today.
I know, right? That the touch base on that first part about the economics of the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
But what will allow you to be in a neighborhood, even though you don't have the wherewithal to be there, is if you practice group economics that we talked about before.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because you don't make enough to be in a neighborhood. Your job is, like you said, the janitor. Your job is the whatever, home health care worker, whatever the case may be. You
Right.
don't deserve to be there. But if you have 5 or 6 of y'all together, y'all can pool your money together, group economics part, and and live in that better neighborhood. But like you say, but then you're also servicing more people because you have more people to actually do the work part.
Absolutely.
So just kind of transitioning into that conversation right there about the group. About the servicing more people. I've told a story before. When I was installing TVs, I'm out there in Kima, and I pull up on this guy's house. He got a gate and the whole joint, the driveway they drive around. I pull up. It's the White House, baby. It's white on everything, white concrete, white wall, one big giant 9-foot black door. You walk inside, marble white floors, white countertops, white walls. The whole back of the house is glass, staring at the stairs, invisible at the invisible stair joint. I'm going, what the? But I went, man, it's like like Tony Stark and them. It was
yeah. Real talk.
At a white piano. It was gorgeous. Walked in there. He wanted me to replace the television, put me to hang a TV on the wall in his wife's workout room when she works out. So I measured up. I throw the TV on the wall. The wires is hanging down looking kind of ugly. I said, you want me to do something about that? Them wires look crazy. He goes, yeah, you got something to hide it with. I said, yeah, we don't really want to put like something over the top of it. You're going to put it in the wall and install some stuff. And I said, but that's if they don't have it at the store. I looked for it before I came. He said, well, let me call my wife. She's on the way to Walmart. Let me see if she can figure it out. I said, well, if she got it, she got it. So he called her. He went to Walmart. It wasn't in there. So then I said, okay, you know what? How can we get this part? I said, let's try Amazon. He said, you think it'll get it? I said, yeah, it'll be tomorrow. I'm pretty sure of that. Got on Amazon, looked in there, delivered by tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. He and I looked at each other. We had a moment. We said, Jeff Bezos. Sitting in your house with the Tony Stark's view and the great neighborhood and pebble driveway and white on white. And I'm not poor. We're just two guys that have nothing in common. He's a doctor he got a $2 million machine he put his face in and do surgeries on women and labor 50 miles away somewhere else. He's doing surgery in a machine. It's a $2 million machine.
Yep.
And Jeff Bezos is servicing him.
Yeah.
Let that go.
For servicing him in his living room with a click of a button. It'll be there tomorrow.
I'll end it. I get home. Before I get home, I get a text message. It'll be there by the night. I call him by 8 p.m. I'm like, yo, man, your package is at my door. See you in the morning. I said, see you in the morning, baby.
See you in the morning. Yeah, I see that. That's serving. That you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. The reason why school teachers don't get paid much is because you're serving 30-something people per class, 5 classes, 150, but they ain't got no income. So you go, oh, well, but I'm the children of the future. You're right. But if I can replace you, it means you're not serving who you think. The easier it is for me to replace you tells you not only the quality of how you're serving, but how many people you're actually serving. It's very hard to get mad at your brain surgeon and be like, give me another one. It's very hard. Yeah. The dude The dude looking at your thyroid gland. I don't like your tone. Get move out of my way and give me. I'm gonna go to the internet and get another one. Go to ChatGPT and get another one. Can't do it. It's a different kind of serving. Y'all get me? And serving can always be reflected by the houses of that neighborhood. I don't know if this is basic knowledge. I know this is Antonio knowledge because I grew up in the hood. So it's okay. So I don't know which I grew up. I have no idea. I get confused, Ebony. I just know where I come from. When I joined the military, I went to go see my brother, who was also in the military in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He lived in a neighborhood. And I went, where everybody at? I thought it was a good question. It was like, bro, ain't nobody walking around the streets here. Because where I come from, the streets never stop popping. I'm sorry, is that too much hood? I'm sorry. Well, from where I venture in my life, you know, the streets are always populated with people maintaining some sort of business. Where I come from. You understand? The people that are always walking. You know what? They don't do that in Revolt. Rancho Cucamonga. You know you in a low income neighborhood when it's time to stop sign and people walk in front of like you making a mistake for driving while they walking. This is the quality of a neighborhood. Quality of a neighborhood. I'm not saying quality of a neighborhood is wrong. I'm just talking about serving, right? The reason I got so many questions because the conversation in itself is doing it. What's the conversation itself? It's simple. Collapsing your reality. Money is water. And however money is in your bank account right now is a container that you are. Don't change the customers. Change the container. Customers automatically change. It's that simple. But then you may be like younger Ebony, not this Ebony. This Ebony. She know what I'm talking about. The Ebony an hour ago. That's younger Ebony. She, you know, it's possibly true. It is true. It is true. But what you can do is Jamal can go, you know what? I'm just going to be a millionaire. And right there changes. And it's something that Jamal was saying that I really wanted to go back to it. I was hoping I wouldn't forget it. I forgot it, but now I just brought it back up by accident again. If you live in a neighborhood in which that neighborhood says, we ain't rich around here, that doesn't mean that that's your reality. Because prosperity works like this. The moment you decide to be more, you are more. Your harvest has not caught up with you.
If you listen to it,
right? Your harvest has not caught up with you. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple. All right. Using Deanna's example. So for whatever reason, Deanna's book lunch maybe get delayed. I have no idea. Staying out of it. I'm gonna let her correct. But they did some stupid email stuff. Did you get it like on a Sunday? Did they tell it to you on a Sunday? Like you, because you can even do that. Hold on, before you go into detail, I'm gonna let you go into detail. Okay, I'm assuming. I don't know if you know when somebody dead serious when they gotta, you know, that it's when your eyes and your throat take a deep breath at the same time. You know, the eyes do it too. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so she definitely got something to say. And I was like, oh my God. And then I turned around, I was like, you know, and she was like, nope, that's why I stepped away. She was already on top of it. That's why I stepped away, because this might be exactly what I wanted. I don't know yet. I'm going to figure it out. Now, I didn't give you no detail because I'm going to let her do so. Go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry, hold on, before you talk. And the point here is while I was panicking or worried, I was trying to solve the problem. She was like, nope, step back. I'm trying to figure out if my problem been solved by God. and I don't know it yet. That's collapsing your reality. That's why we're telling this, okay? All right, go ahead, Ian.
So apparently something's wrong with the inner context of my book. And it has been.
Can you did I email you back?
Deductive reasoning.
Okay, gotcha. Keep going. Keep going. We'll solve that problem later. Right now we're telling the story.
Well, no, I can help you now.
Okay.
The journal and the book have the same title, have the same contributor, author.
Oh, so they did a copyright claim on yourself.
They did the copyright claim on the context inside of the content in the book, not the content.
That's actually a good problem. That's a good problem.
Because the journal is good to go. The journal got a green light. So, with all of that being said, I have been blocked from both printing and distribution. I can't even print through them, which pretty much solves my problem. So, problem has been solved.
I have no idea. We're about to find out together, y'all.
Oh, yeah. No, that it just means that. Okay, so I saw the complications that Antonio was having with this particular company when it came to getting the audiobook, getting the book released to get the audiobook done. I saw the issues that he had. Like, we had several issues when it came to the getting the book cover approved. Like, there were so many freaking issues. Okay, let me tell you.
That's the cuss word for Dion. A harsh one too.
Let me tell y'all something. So, because I understand. Oh, and thank you, Mr. Phil, for the quote that you used to always say about understanding.
Oh yeah, she sure did quote you this weekend. Sure
I did.
Forgot
It was
about
like
that.
super early in the morning too. Because of understanding the importance of the day I'm releasing the book, the importance of what I'm doing, and then understanding the fact that I am approaching accepting my position in this universe. I understand that because of this, there is going to be, like, I understand there's going to be resistance. So because I understood that there was going to be resistance, while it did hit me, it didn't break me like it normally would, because I understood it was resistance. So now in the understanding, and then I knew I had to, Antonio used to teach me to get out of whatever energy I'm sitting in that's causing a disruption so that I can come back with a clearer mind. So I looked at it today, like I really logged in and looked at it today, and I was like, okay, because at first it said that I could print, but I couldn't distribute. And I dug in today and I'm like, well, that was a lie, because I can't even print because y'all haven't processed it and approved it for print only either. So you further let me know I need to move my shit to another platform.
Your problem is solved.
So yeah, problem has been solved. But I would have been in full frustration mode. I would have been ready to shut it all down. I would have been ready to give it all up if I let the resistance control me. But I have learned that not all battles are my battles.
And according to Antonio, 95% of the battles in the Milky Way galaxy are not your battle.
And even in that 5%, even that 5% is not my battles. Because if I do what I'm supposed to do and I'm prepared, all my battles will be fought for me. And the only time I will have to step up is when I'm called to step up, which was also mentioned in this morning's Let's Talk Tuesday. Not Let's Talk Tuesday. I'm so bad. Let's Study a Book. Think and Grow Rich, the Black edition. I need y'all to hop on Monday mornings. Because preparation is the greatest thing you can have, because if you're not prepared when opportunity presents itself, you're gonna get gut punched, dropped on the side of the road, and left to die. But yeah, that is the great philosopher too. John Adams. It's one of my songs that play, Gracie. I gotta stay reminded. But in alignment with creating your own reality, I had to understand that I am never in control. I am never in control. So I have been vehemently and hard-headedly following Exodus 14:14, my translation of it in my head, how I felt I was supposed to hear it, which is shut up, sit down, do the work, be prepared to call, be prepared when I call you, and let me fight all of your battles. So when that situation hit, I paused. I'm not gonna lie. Because Antonio was like, hey, because normally the sabotager would kick in, and he was right. My sabotager did kick in, but I told her, hey, we're doing too good. We're doing too well. We can't do this right now. But what it also did was I also had a few revelations during that time, and my body needed to rest. And I didn't know that. So the same day that situation happened, I had to step back because it was too much resistance going on. And because there was too much resistance, I understood, okay, I'm supposed to keep moving forward, but this is not the way. And then I told Antonio of a pain I was having, and he said, okay, then this is what I need you to do. And of course, he told me, you're going to listen to me like I listen to you. And I was like, okay, yes, I will. Because we do go back and forth. Because
I don't want y'all to think I'll be letting her make it. I don't.
He don't be letting me make it. But because every time I tell him, hey, do this, do that, he does it. But when he tell me to do it, I'd be like, I can't do it. I don't have time to do it. Got too much to do. And he'd be like, okay, so next time you tell me to do something, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. And I'm like, damn it. Okay, fine. So he told me to do something. And I did it
The universe wants you to keep your word.
Okay. So I did it. And the pain that I was having, it actually lasted like 3 days. And for 3 days, I rested. And during those 3 days, processed through some things. Because I was like, okay, if I'm getting hit, if I'm hitting resistance, that means
you ain't supposed to be there.
Exactly. And it also told me this is
Grace, put that in chat. Antonio, resistance. Let's talk about that. Donations, talk about that too, Antonio. She brought up a couple of things. Keep going. But we gonna talk of donations, or no, call it the opportunity to give, and resistance. You make me, you just wrench around.
So it so I rested for 3 days. There was too much resistance, and because Antonio don't be thinking I be listening to him, y'all. He don't, because he be telling me stuff, and I fight him tooth and nail. I fight him tooth and nail, but the seeds fall in fertile soil. And for years, he's always said, if there's resistance, that means this is not the way to go. And if something is hitting you, then you need to pause, because that's the universe telling you you're on the right path, but not this way. So the moment that happened, of course, it hit me like, damn, like I'm finally moving forward in something. And and I had to stop. It's like, and so when he said, hey, maybe this, and I was like, no, I'm already on it. I'm finna go eat, because I hadn't eaten yet. And if y'all like me, if you miss a meal, hangry gets a little aggressive.
So
Yeah.
food is your God.
Don't lie. You be a full Snickers commercial. I do too.
Yeah, I'd be a full Snickers. I don't know how Antonio do it. I'd be a full on Snickers commercial. Like I'm Mike Tyson in the ring when I'm hungry. Okay? Feed me so I can go back to being, Betty White, the nicest, sweetest person on earth. And I was already once it hit, I knew at that point because I'd been working for like 72 hours straight on getting the book done, getting the ISBNs done, because I have multiple ISBNs because I have multiple versions of the book. Then because it releases on the 20th and it's supposed to release with a journal, I hadn't even started on the journal yet. So I had to do the journal and then I had to edit it. And then I had to, so there was a lot. And so I pushed myself.
I have so much to say here.
And it's the hardest that I've ever pushed myself to get met with resistance.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Get to just we gonna co-teach the rest of this class. My script is completely out the window. There's too many applicable things to say here that needs to be said and talked about. And Tracy on a whole step ladder typing in questions. So we got to get this in. All right, we have to get this in. Keep your mic unmuted. Let's start with Tracy first.
Oh, and also I will be 100% transparent about my emotions and whatever I was thinking or going through and my mental state. So please feel free to ask questions.
Outstanding. Tracy asks, so can resistance also mean that you're getting closer to your goal? All right, so let's break down resistance for a second, okay? Tracy should have asked, doesn't contrast means you're closer to your goal in the way that I'm using resistance, okay? But we need to define contrast from resistance. If you're close to your goal, the road to prosperity is going to test you. It's not necessarily fair I'm saying this, because someone's going to say, well, God doesn't do tests, Antonio. I understand. I get it. Just leaving that out to conversation just for a moment. Just allow me to make this plain for everybody else.
Anybody heard of Job? Come here, Job.
Okay, yeah, but you understand. Well, somebody's going to go, well, I mean, God will give temptation, he give test. I understand. So we on the same page then. So let's just do this here. And Job was a whole big test. Grace is right. As you get closer to your goal, your mettle, your wanting is being tested. Listen to me very well. I don't care if you're Susan or Ebony or Antonio. You would never be tested somewhere that you're not passionate about. So if you always feel left out, I got you, Deanna. If you always feel people taking advantage of you, that's where your test is coming. At the end of your goal. Or you will be tested. There will be resistance, Tracy, and you are correct. You're absolutely correct. Now I'm going to talk about a different level of resistance, but go ahead, Deanna, because she's about to burst through the screen.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Wouldn't you also be tested if you gave your word?
Not if, I'm sorry, keep going.
In the lines of the example of,
no, you ain't got to qualify. You just keep going. I
want to qualify for everybody else because I'm gonna do like you do, and I'm gonna church it up real quick so they can catch me. Who's my favorite guy?
Jonah.
To the temple.
Oh, Isaiah.
Remember when I say Isaiah said, "Here I am, choose me."
Okay, so I need to break that I need to break that down in a non-religious way. I need to break that down. I put Isaiah 6. Isaiah 6. I need to explain the context behind that. Keep going.
So if you say, "Here I am, send me," and he's sending you, ain't you gonna be tested too? to see if you really gonna stand by your word.
Well, this is correct.
Because that's
but-
how I feel. I've because I said send me, and he keeps sending me, and he be like, "Are you really gonna go?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." And I'd be like, "Nah, I ain't going that way."
Fair enough.
That's
Fair
how
enough.
I
No, fair enough. Fair
like,
enough.
nah, God, you got this one. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm not going to be able to. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. In order to answer the Isaiah 6 question, I am going to have to go to the Bible. I do apologize. It's the Torah specifically. I do apologize. I don't apologize, but I do apologize. No, this is important. In order for me, in order for me to do this, I have to do this. So those of you Bible thumpers, and I mean in a good way, you're going to need 2 Chronicles chapter 26. And then you're going to need 2 Kings chapter 15 so I can prove something to you. 2 Chronicles 26, put that in the chat, Grace. Chronicles is just a retelling of the book of Kings without all the bad stuff. And then 2 Kings chapter 15, both verses 1, 2, and 3. Both verses 1, 2, and 3. 2 Chronicles chapters 26, and then 2 Kings chapter 15. I'm gonna come back to that. Just I gave you, put it in the chat, Grace, so everybody can see that, just in case they forget. 2 Chronicle 26, 2 King 15. And okay, go ahead, Nana. Go ahead. Can you take it with you so you can hear? Because you don't want to miss what I'm about to say. All right. Go back to resistance. I'm giving y'all time to queue up. Trace is right. Resistance is resistance, but Tracy, the problem with using the word, Jamal, is words mean stuff. Like bark could be a dog, can also mean a tree, can also mean you got me stuck. Yeah, you barking up the wrong tree does not mean bark or tree. It in fact means the black person that you have approached. Because that's definitely someone who has told you that. The black person you have approached is telling you politely, you're really close to FAFO. Y'all know what that means?
Look around, down.
Oh, there you go. There, this is. You got the right one. In fact, means
You have
did
the wrong
not.
one.
You did not have the phone.
correctly.
You not have the right one.
You did not choose correctly. You do not collect $200. You do not pass go. You about to find out because this person has time today. All right, just these are universal things that happen here. If you do something and the universe keeps showing you don't go that way, punch you in the face, making it hard, you can't staff it, you can't do this, you can't do that, your ass ain't supposed to be over there. Period. And y'all don't listen to resistance enough. You're not supposed to be there. You know why you're not supposed to be there, Jamal? Jamal's going to respect this. I'm just calling names. Because this is not a manipulative universe. You don't have to manipulate your blessings. Now, I have no idea how Dr. Trinace got her camera on right now because she ain't supposed to have no devices, but I ain't going to say nothing, though. You understand? I ain't going to say nothing. You know, you saying something. You saying something.
Sir, I haven't even done nothing. I haven't even done nothing.
You supposed to, ain't they, didn't they do a tech ban? Didn't they do a tech ban over there? I ain't got to do. That's for them. That's
I
for
don't
them
even
techs.
know what you're talking about. But I did. All I'm gonna keep saying is I didn't even do nothing this
Fair
time.
enough, dude. Fair enough.
All
Hey,
I did was cut the screen on.
that's it. Grace, ain't she your soror now? Ain't y'all the
No.
same? No?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know fraternity, so I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
She
Sorority.
is part of a sorority, but she's not in the same sorority that I am. But congratulations, Trinace.
So y'all enemies, though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
No, that ain't how it works.
no.
But y'all would step against each other, though. Nah, that she can get that step though, Grace, because you was on the line. You was on the line, Grace. Tell her don't step to you because you don't
Stop it. Great.
I'm trying. I'm trying to hold it.
Renee said she ain't do nothing this time. Okay, did you hear? I heard this time.
Several times I said I didn't
I
do
was
anything
saying you
this
were supposed
time.
to have your tablet or your phone out at work. Is what I was saying.
Oh, well, it's lunchtime. They can't tell me what to do now.
Thus proving that she is of the African American descent. If you it's like I should follow today's around like the National Geographic. And there she is, an African American woman in the work habitat. Let's
So
see.
you know what? I have been having problems connecting from my iPad. It keeps dropping, but the phone, I don't have any issue with the phone. So I'm gonna just, unfortunately, keep watching on this baby screen.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Resistance. If you are facing a lot of resistance, you've seen it before. Jamal get his keys. You got to go somewhere. Can't find the keys. And as soon as you find the keys, stomach mess up. And when you have to use the restroom, I gotta use the restroom. Then you get in there.
Life situation, sir.
I'm trying to keep this. I ain't trying to exaggerate nothing, I'm trying to just make it all realistic things. Then as soon as he finishes thing in the bathroom, the phone ring, and it's his mama. This is Aunt Annie or something like that, right? Then when he get in the car, it's like just that feeling. I just don't feel. And then he drive, and it's like, man. And then the whole morning, he was like, man, I don't feel like going over here, man. I'm gonna get up and do it. I'm gonna get up and do it. Resistance. Pause. If you want to be successful, Ebony, your job is to take the path of least resistance.
Okay.
It's your job. Y'all are taught by middle-class people to take the hard way. Your job is to take the easy way. Your job is to take the easy way with a warrior might. I didn't say be lazy when you take the easy way. You go be a warrior, Michael Jordan killer on the easy way. But you don't take the hard way. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. Now, men like me and Jamal was like, nah, fam, I'm going to take the hard way because, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to grow quickly. I feel that in the hard way, take the easiest of the hard ways.
Well, you've been trying to tell me that.
It's path of least resistance. Now, if you read verses 1, 2, and 3, I won't read them out loud for a second time. If you read verses 1, 2, and 3, 2 Chronicles 26, 2 Kings 15, 1, 2, and 3, you're going to find out that King Azariah and King Uzziah are the same person. It's in the text. They're the same person. Look it up yourself. It's the same person. Now that we all believe it's the same person, even if you ain't went over there, bookmark it later and go find out that King Azariah and King Uzziah is the same person. Now, here's where don't multitask. Do not multitask from what I'm about to say now. King Azariah reigned for 52 years. King Uzziah reigned for 52 years. And his whole reign was peace and prosperity. The Hebrew people had so much money they had. Y'all know I got them floorboardings, and then which I call it on the top of the ceiling. It's a little, what's it called?
Crown molding.
Crown molding. They got on the floor too. It was silver. I kid you not. If you just look any extra biblical literature during that time, they had silver for crown molding. These folk were balling. Not only this, if you look up any extra biblical material, you can look it up. When King Azariah, who is also King Uzziah, died, it was a massive earthquake during that same time. People got scared. And this is where you don't multitask unless you trace it because she's working out, which I'm about to be right on workout number 2 as soon as she finished. Right after that, the people start suffering. You ever had the one person in your family who loved you and looked out for you?
Grandma, God bless.
And as long as she was alive, as soon as she died, Grace, God dog it. I wish I had somebody that did. Okay, you know what? For the rest of this ain't got nothing to do with y'all, people who ain't never struggled. I'm only talking to the Graces, Jamals, and Antonios. The rest of y'all ain't never struggled. I ain't talking about y'all. And it seemed like all your wealth, riches, and luck died with them.
With her.
Come on now. Can I get a witness? Is this okay? There you go. Now watch this here. So Isaiah, remember, Deanna said, who's my favorite person in the Bible? Isaiah goes into the temple, brokenhearted, and not living the prosperity he used to live. Trying to help. Okay. I'm gonna say it this way a little more personal now. Some of y'all have gotten to y'all 60s, 70s, 50s, and you looking back and you going, I just don't make what I used to make. It used to be so easy for me. This is where Isaiah is. And then he goes into the temple. And God does not show up anything but what he's missing the most. The king who had all the prosperity in the land. You missed it. Rewind, press play. God could have showed up anyway.
Gotcha.
But God showed up as a king because Isaiah was missing his king. Okay, what I'm trying to tell, I'm going to say demonic. What I'm trying to tell Enoch is God will show up in whatever form you need. You ain't going to listen to nothing else. Y'all act like y'all listen. Ebony, you act like you listen.
You listen.
God gonna show up however it's needed to show up. And that temple story, that's God showing up as King Azariah all over again, but a better version. Take it out of biblical context and put it into you now. I can't tell you that you're here in this place right now, listen to me right now, because you're supposed to be. I can only tell you that you serve a God or ancestors that say, I'll never have you where you ain't supposed to be. Did they get that? I don't think they got that. I'm not the one telling you you're supposed to be hearing this message. But according to your faith say you ain't gonna hear no message you ain't supposed to be hearing. That ain't got nothing to do with me, Dion. So I'm gonna test you. You know why people like me, let me not do that. I have no other way to do it. Sorry. You know what? I've tried. I really tried. I have no other way to do it. You know why people like me are always giving, no matter what? To borrow from Cat Williams, because the universe has a banking system. I give extensively. And you can't say I don't give more than you, because giving equals receiving. Therefore, if you trace my receiving back to its original form, then I do give more than you. You ain't got to like that. I ain't bragging about it. Because if I was in Dion's church, I say, and that giving pales in comparison to God, is what I would say. So just understanding this, check me out. If I ask y'all to give right now, the real you gonna show up. You missed it. That whole time I was setting that up. If I asked you to get, if I said, all right, then I'm gonna test y'all. We're gonna see it. You want to collapse your reality? Everybody give $39. The real you gonna show up. That's who you are. So the next time you go, I don't know why. Yeah, you do. It's the answer to everyone give $39. Y'all know I made $39. Ain't nobody ever asked for $39 in their whole life. I don't even think nothing costs $39. I'm not even sure. Anybody ever bought something for $39? I ain't never bought something. My knowledge. $39, that's a weird number. That's a weird number. Anyway, now think about this. If I ask y'all right now to give $39, the real you gonna show up.
To what? I would say I'm asking questions.
That the real you asks questions when it comes to giving to activate God's blessings. That's got nothing to do with me. You did that to yourself just now. I wasn't even gonna bring up questions.
I'm asking questions because I like to know where my money is going.
So what you're saying is,
like
that's fair.
I want to know.
I'm not telling you not knowing where your money is going is a bad thing. I'm not telling you not to ask questions. I'm not trying to control anybody on this call. And let's keep this in mind. I'm not actually asking y'all to give. This is a hypothetical example, but some of y'all blood that got rose up as if I'm actually asking you to give. This is a very hypothetical example, and your blood pressure is exposing you right now.
My blood pressure is the same as it was this morning.
I'm
just a question asker. I'm gonna ask where my money is going. You said you just asked us to give. For what?
A question asker is an indecision person in the way you're using it.
Oh my God.
It's the truth. If you cannot make a decision within 1 minute, you're never going to be wealthy. When you get 100% of information, or most of it, if you cannot make a decision within 1 minute, you cannot be wealthy. I'm not making it up. The book, Think and Grow Rich, starts that way.
Okay.
Talk to me.
So are you saying that the personalities based on the DISC assessment are wealthy?
Say it again.
So are you saying based on not being able to make a decision in 1 minute, the D personality on the DISC assessment?
Got you. Yep. If you cannot, yeah, absolutely. If you cannot make a decision in 1 minute, you're never going to be prosperous. Never. I didn't know. I heard her, but I didn't know she knew about the DISC assessment. So yeah, I heard her. Let me do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Remember, I said my script is still out the window, and I gave Grace 4 things to write down, and I'm going through them right now. I'm looking at them. Remind me to come to Tracy question I just saw. Grace, I lost your list. Oh, there it is.
But yeah, to add to your point, that mama of mine, she's always quick to make decisions. Like boom.
If you cannot make decisions when you get 100% of the information, y'all going to Think Grow Rich right now. Think Grow Rich is going to tell y'all that wealthy people nearby refuse to undecision the decision they've made. Unwealthy people always change their decisions once they made it. The way Ebony was saying, I want to know where my money is going. First off, where her money is going ain't got nothing to do with her giving. Not in this example. Not in this example. Now, if I was on the street, like let's switch. Let's switch. This is what Ebony was saying. And I want everybody to pay attention to this because y'all ain't the only. She ain't the only one. Is Ebony the only one who thinks like that? Can somebody? Okay, Trinace raised hand. Can we get somebody else to say? I ain't gonna lie to you,
what did she say? Because
I want to know where my money going. I got questions. I'm not trying to be rude. I just got questions before I make a bad decision. It's what
you said $39 for what?
$39 for what?
Don't be like that, because I ask questions about everything. I need to know more information. That's just, I don't know.
We got two of them. I don't know. I just do it. Is there a third? Can we get a third? Can we get a third?
This sounds like a damn auction now at this point.
I'm trying to get a third so I can make a point without singling everybody out. Okay, got a third and Jamal. Can I get a fourth? Dion, look like you want to say something.
Well, I'm like with Ane. It depends on who's asking. You ask for $39, I'm giving you $39. If it's somebody I don't know and they're asking for $39, now I want to know.
Fair enough.
But
fair enough. I shall not try to correct any. Notice I did not correct Ebony. I quoted Think and Grow Rich. Okay, go ahead, Deanna.
Before you continue, can I give another example of giving?
Sure.
Okay. Yesterday was Father's Day. My stepmother was cooking and needed some milk for the cornbread. So my dad asked me if I could go to the store. And he gave me 20. So I went to the store. Well, I'm walking through and I passed this older gentleman in the ice cream aisle. And my practice is if I make eye contact with you, I'm going to smile and speak.
So that did happen.
And because my dad wanted bread too. So how this particular store is, you go straight ahead, get the milk, you go around the back, past the ice cream, get the bread, and then you go, and that's what I did, and he ended up behind me. And so he was like, hey, can we scan these together? And I just kind of looked at him because, sometimes people joke with you, hey, can we scan these together? And you pay it all, what you got. And then he paused, he said, and I'll pay for it. And I smiled bigger. I was like, oh, I'm okay, thank you. And then, but he immediately commits to taking out his wallet. And I looked at him, I said, oh, you were serious? And he was like, yes. And even the lady at the register was like, oh, she even asked him, she said, oh, he was serious. And he told me, he said, you remember when you passed me earlier? I said, yes, sir. He said, out of everyone who has passed me, you were the only one who smiled and spoke. And that's why he was paying for the groceries that I had. So giving is more than just giving your money. Giving is just giving the simple acknowledgement that you see somebody.
Tell them what I told you.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say, hold on, because the Antonio had that look like, hold on, our player face. He had to look like that husband face. Wait a minute now.
Tell him tell him what I told you about, and this is where we are now.
And he said, this is where we are now. We are at a point in our lives where we are elevating ourselves and walking into a place where people are just going to give to us because we have given, like we have paid, as you said, Cat Williams said, we have made a deposit into the bank of the universe, and this is our payment in return. I'm paraphrasing y'all because he said something profound.
No, you're doing it better than I said it. But I've been trying to tell her this for a week, and I don't know if she was getting it, and I was like, well, now I got you again, I'm trying to tell you again. But then God sent this man to be action to what I've been saying.
And something that I do regularly. And he paid for it. So for those of you who are thinking, I need to know what I'm giving to, when Antonio said you're just making deposits into the universe, I've been making those deposits forever.
And remember, this is getting out your own way. Not this is who I am. I just like to ask questions because that's who I am. That's not the name of this class. The class is getting out your own way. The class is getting out your own way. But let's go back to these questions, folks. The question I asked was, if I asked you to give $39, the real you gonna show up. Here's the deal. I didn't qualify it no other way, but y'all went and looked for qualifications because money was finding this container in you. I never said it wasn't a good purpose, but you were the shifting container that said, well, I don't know, let me check his purpose. And if you
said something in the chat, she said something in the chat that it got to me. She said, when you get, do you care where it's coming from? And I was just like,
Ooh, who said that brilliant stuff? Who said that?
Tracy.
Grace, when you get, do you care where it's coming? You Baptist.
That's
Tracy,
Tracy.
y'all,
Baptist.
That's Tracy.
That's Tracy. Tracy said that. You right,
That's
Tracy?
what I'm saying. Tracy y'all don't be sleeping on Tracy.
When you
Tracy
get, do you,
Tracy
having
punch you in the
you
face.
care where it's
slapping
coming
yourself in
from?
your gut
Nah,
punch.
it's 100%.
Okay.
It was a slap
Nah.
in the face.
No, it is a slap in the face because you ain't got all them questions when it's time to receive that $39 that you needed. Oh my God. What you do is you don't just receive it. You then go in a whole praise and worship about how God looked out for you that you did not have before. Your praise and worship is literally predicated on getting before you have praise and worship. I'm gonna say it again. If I ask y'all for 30, and I haven't, let me make this clear. I have not asked nobody for nothing. Let me just put that back out there again. This is a hypothetical. If I ask you for $39, only reason I came up with $39 because I looked at an email I got, and somebody was like, "Well, yeah, you got $39 in your cart." I was like, "Oh, that's where I got $39 from." It's literally, I kid you not. Like, I'm not even joking. It's $39 for a net 30, the thing. But anyway, anyway, this is the truth. That's why I got the 39. That's why I was like, ooh, charge $39. I don't know nobody. The moment I asked y'all to give, hypothetically, the real you showed up. That's how you collapse your reality. Tracy said it better than I ever could. Do you care about when you get? You got them
You
questions?
want to know where your money is coming from, or will you take it from where you get it? Receive like you give, and give like you want to receive.
You don't, and you should. Y'all hear that? You should. But the real you was exposed when I said, "Don't give me 30." Here's what happened when I said, "Let's donate $39." Well, okay, that was the first one. And then, my money. Okay. So what you're saying is money is not continuous. Abundance is not continuous. At least not for you.
Well, if you ain't had it at the time, for real.
So then therefore, what you're saying is, well, now this did depend on your motive, but I'm going to assume this is in a negative. And what you're saying is, I don't have, therefore I can't give. Instead of going, I don't have the money, but I'm going to get $39 from somebody and then make sure y'all get it.
But then now I'm in debt.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. No,
now
sir.
I owe the next person 39.
No, sir. No, you don't. No, you don't. So first off, let's try not to borrow that. But I do respect your gangster and your logic, though. I really do. I really do. So let's try not to borrow that. He's so quick with it too, right, Grace? But then I'm in there. Wait a minute now. Right. I do respect your gangster and your logic, you know what I'm saying? But okay, let's try to make it as a donation. My point, what I was trying to prove there was just because you don't have it, don't mean you can't get it and then pay it forward. See, y'all need to get it and then you need to benefit from it. That's the difference. That's the difference. If you don't have, you need to be the first to benefit before you give. And the universe does not work that way.
All right. So I have a friend that asks for money all the time. All the time. And all the time I'm giving him money. That's just keep doing it?
No, absolutely. No.
Do we pay it back though?
No.
Well, because he's not asking for loans. That's not what she said. She said asking for money. You don't give back money.
He'll say loans. He'll say, "Oh, I'll pay you back." Right? He'll say, "I'll pay you back." And I can't do it this week. I got this. I can't do it this week because I got that.
You sound like my cousins. You got
quick.
So here's how Antonio heard Dion's situation right now. Dion, I'm assuming that's 100% accurate because you sound like you got somebody's face in your mind when you was just okay. All right, I can see his whole face. He might call me today, whatever, and he gonna call me not to pay me back, but to ask for some more.
Yeah, it's just before his payday, and probably has no money. And his birthday is tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're gonna hear from him tonight. Watch.
You surely
Exactly.
is.
I hope you
That
tell us.
also
I hope
sounds
you
like
tell us at 7 p.m.
yeah,
Yep,
not
yep,
to put
yep.
thoughts in your head. And I'm wrong. I'm wrong for saying this out loud, but I do want to say it. It actually sounds like a drug problem, but we're gonna keep going down. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move right on over it. Okay, I'm gonna move right on over it. But listen, here is the deal. Dion job is to give to this person, and that's all. That don't mean she got to keep going. Here's how Antonio interpreted that situation. This is how wealthy my mind is. Watch how far I go with this, Tracy. I swear to God, it's the first thing I thought about. This man is a blessing to Dion because he's exposing to Dion how she don't have a personal finance budget.
But I do have a personal finance budget.
Then how she's not following said
No.
finance budget.
Just recently, he has made it so I don't have that, like giveaway. So when he calls now, I'm like, I don't have it, give it back and I can give it, type of thing.
So she has a personal finance budget. I want y'all to have a personal finance budget, not in your mind. I'm not saying it's what she has, really written down. And I want it to be in percentages. So the next time Daniel called Dion for money, Dion's going to say, well, you know what? It's not in my budget this week.
Yep, that's what I do now.
Or this month. You know what I'm saying? It's not in my budget this month.
His calls, I'd be like, oh.
It's not in my budget this month. It's not in my 60%. It's not in my 50%. It's just not. Y'all get it? So shout out to you, Dion, for having a personal budget. And but no, that isn't me. And I give her a question. Yeah, they clapping for you. I get a question. Should I just keep giving my pearls to swine? No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Should Tracy love Antonio back to wholeness because Antonio is a crackhead who, I shouldn't say it that way, suffers from drugs, who, whatever. Yes, Tracy should love me back to wholeness. Should Tracy come into the crack house with me and expose herself to that environment? No. And then taste the crack and then see what I'm going through so she can have the proper empathy for me?
I like how PG-13 that.
Just, you know how the PG-13
that. Got two crackheads.
Now you should get, what a great answer. I mean, now we got two crackheads. So if Dion keep getting to this man's situation, some of these people that be calling y'all shouldn't even be on the phone. Because that's the crackhead example. That's the crack house example. Antonio, with all his problems, called Tracy. Oh my God, I just want to kill myself. I just want to. Now here's the deal. That's the truth. Y'all should pay attention to it. Second time I called Tracy. Tracy, I just want to kill myself. I just want to kill myself. Here's the deal. Pay attention to that too. But then when you find out Antonio called Grace, called Phil, called Susan, and Ina about how wanting to kill myself and stuff.
You just want attention.
I just want attention. I don't want solutions. You hit the nail on the head, Grace. I want attention. And y'all need to recognize, Tracy needs to then go, well, since Antonio won't account for his energy, I'm going to account for it. Did y'all hear Grace say he just want attention? It's like she wrote my script for me. Because she understood. If I call five of y'all with the same thing and all five of y'all told me what to do, and I ain't applying for none of all five of y'all business. And here I am calling Eno on my sixth call. I want attention. I don't want help. I want attention. Now I'm going to end this with this $39 because apparently that was a big deal. I didn't know it until I made it up. I didn't know this. Apparently, this $39 got y'all blanked up. Okay, so let's talk about this $39. Tracy, I didn't know I had to go here, but we here now. This $39 is crushing y'all. But it's also the biggest blessing you can ever receive. Why, Deanna? Because it is exposing your happiness is less than $39. Allow me to explain. If when I gave you that example, so we know $39 was your, I got questions. So what dollar amount was not questions? Because if I asked for a penny, you wouldn't ask no questions. Oh, okay. Now use a damn lie. Use a doggone lie. Go ahead, Deanna. No, go ahead, but use a doggone lie. If you go have them same questions for a penny. Go ahead, Deanna.
No, you just made some sense. Because so at first
That's exactly what's getting our way, Tracy. That's why I'm bringing it up.
So when you said, you know, you need a bigger container for the water flow, which means you need a bigger container for your money flow. For years you've been teaching me about that. And I'm now at a point where I don't question. Like, so a couple of weeks ago, somebody asked me if they could borrow money. Well, because money's tied up in some investments that Antonio and I have, I said, I don't have it at the time, but let me know when you need it by. And if I get it before then, I'll give it to you. I didn't ask them what it was for. I didn't ask them what they needed it for. I know I'm not going to get it back. And if I had it, I would have given it. I'm at a point where I have learned that for $347 billion annually after taxes,
It's a
not
lot of
credit,
energy. That's
but net.
347 billion energies.
Exactly.
That's 300. That's serving 347 billion people. There's 8 billion on the planet.
Which means I need to do a whole lot of damn serving.
Multiple times to multiple households, multiple times a day.
Exactly. So that's when I understood you just gotta stop fighting shit that you have no actually, that's when I understood you have to stop fighting shit, period.
Period. Because everything is
Not
perfect.
even,
why are you fighting?
Yeah, not even the stuff you can quote unquote control.
Does God fight stuff?
No.
No.
Stop fighting, period. And that's when Antonio and I had this, the same day I found out about my book was the same day Antonio and I had a discussion. And I told him, I said, you are seeing the harvest of Exodus 14:14. Because I've been practicing it for a while, and I have fallen multiple times in practicing it. But I finally got to the point where my harvest didn't wash out.
Amen.
So you may not have it to give, but if you give your last, you don't question where it's going. Where it's going is not your battle. Your battle is giving it.
That's right. Because it's going to God. And why are you questioning God? Remember, whoever you giving to is other you. And other you in you is God. You ain't like that one.
I'm sorry, please run that back. I just had like a rush hour experience.
Fair enough. Whoever you're giving to is other Jalen. And other Jalen and self Jalen are both God. And there's no reason for you to be questioning God.
Okay, so what I'm getting is the gift is God coming through me to give to the next person.
And who happens to also be you. And then whatever else you're about to say. Okay. This is why you can't be God's giving, because every time Jalen give, he's actually giving to himself. He's physically giving to himself. The universe works that way. There's no other people out there. There's only Jalen and the other Jalen he's given to. And then there's only Jalen and the other Jalen who's hurting his feelings. Every good and perfect thing on this planet is Jalen. Every bad and evil thing on this planet is Jalen. But what if you're giving to someone to support an ungodly habit? Giving is giving. That has nothing to do with it. However, if that ungodly habit violates your principles, now you're making a vow and not keeping it. Because if you told yourself what we're not going to do, you're not allowed to give to that ungodly habit. She said that's her point. She not remember you made a vow to you. You can't violate your consciousness. Okay, go ahead, Deanna. And
But
then
I have a
Tracy.
question.
Yeah,
What
go ahead. I only got two more things. They're real short. So we're going to just a couple minutes over here. I got questions.
what determines that habit to be ungodly?
That's on you. So
Got it.
Jalen just asked because you're enabling them. That's on you. I have no problem giving to a crackhead to go get crack. I have no problem giving to a drug dealer to sell crack. I have no problem with either one of these. This is where I come from. I have no problem with either one of these. I just want to show, I want to be the God in that terrible situation. I want to be the God and the guy who's harming his people to say, hey, there's a different way. And I want to be the, because if you own drugs, that's not a crime. That's a mental disease. We just made it a crime. It's a mental disease now. So now I want to be the light in that situation. See, y'all problem is y'all trying to change people. I'm just trying to be a seed. I'm not trying to tell people when to change. But I do want them to be an Alcohol Anonymous, a Drug Anonymous, and go, you know what? At my worst moment, there was somebody 10 years ago that gave to me, and I still remember him. I do want to be part of that story.
Yep.
Here's the deal. Y'all can't know I'm God until I show you. And God said, stop calling unclean what I have deemed clean. Y'all don't like that part of the Bible. Y'all snatch that out of there. Go ahead, Deanna.
There's a story that I heard. I don't remember where I heard it from.
I still got two more things.
And I don't remember who's in the situation, but someone said, I actually do know. I know who it was. It was her personal story, and it was how she went from addiction to being clean. She said that she was asking around for money to go purchase drugs. And she said it was something about the person that gave her the money. She said they didn't ask questions. They didn't do anything. They just gave her the money.
Right.
And she went and she purchased the drugs.
Yeah.
And she said for some reason she couldn't get out. She couldn't get out.
Yeah, y'all suck as Christians and religious people. You
And
suck.
She owes it to the person who gave her the money. She said because it was something about that person and the drugs she got with that money. It had no effect on her.
Let me jump in there so we don't go too long. Let me jump in so we don't get too long. Y'all heard what she said? Is it the reason I'm saying y'all suck is because y'all want God to heal this person when God sent you. You was the one who was supposed to heal.
The how is not the responsibility. You're the vessel being used. So
if you leave, how they getting this healing?
Master, why couldn't we heal the people?
Because I had judgments for them. I ain't like what they was doing with their life. Now, Tracy brought up a good point. Your job is to know what violates your principles. And then don't do it. Are your principles right? No, probably not. But they will change over time. But as long as you believe in them, they are right. And your job is not to go against your consciousness.
So
that's your job.
The drug dealer?
I have no problem with that.
The person on drugs?
I've already said I got no problem with that. I'm not backing down from what I said.
I know, but so you're saying for us to be wealthy and prosperous, we just got to give.
What's the difference between a drug dealer and a church? They both swapping money, having a good time, ain't helping nobody. Y'all didn't like that? If your church is not inviting the lost to your church, who you helping? I didn't say nothing wrong. If you got 47 evening churches in 1 year, and y'all ain't did one mission trip in your neighborhood, Dion, I'm not being offensive. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm being real and
not
direct.
You are. Like
Being
my
real
church
and
goes out into the community.
Well, then your
we
church
there.
ain't. Your church absolutely don't
We
fit
bring
what
them
I'm
in.
saying.
Yeah, we bring them in. We're
If everybody in your church is saved, your church has failed. Because as long as the church is doing its job right, the world's supposed to always be in the church. That's your Bible.
His grace is like
I think that's what drew me. I think that's what.
Tracy and Grace.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, my coworkers are laughing at you. They say it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
All them homeless people sleeping outside your church ain't nan one ever been invited.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? All them homeless people outside your church ain't nan one of them been invited into your church. What's the difference between that and a drug dealer? I personally don't see a difference.
I'm gonna say this. I probably get stoned for it,
but before they throw stones at me, I was talking about your local body, not Dion's local body. Her local body do a good job, apparently. All right, go ahead, Dion.
I mean,
yeah, I should have saw Eda laugh. Oh my God.
Even a drug dealer got the trap house to put a roof over their heads.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Greek fraternities do a lot more church than some of y'all churches. I've seen them. I've seen Greek fraternities. Somebody lose their leg, they pay that whole man rent mortgage for whole man mortgage for a year, support them kids.
You right.
Church ain't even been there.
Listen, I'm in Dallas and we were shopping for Dad. We at the mall shopping for Dad. We were in, I think, Macy's or whatever. God had on Phi Beta Sigma hat, Phi Beta Sigma shirt. Me and my sister looked at him. Oh, hey, Fred, how you doing? Hey, Sarah, what's going on? If I would have told him that day, hey, Fred, I'm trying to get something for my dad, but I don't have this. Do you happen to have? He would have said, no problem.
No problem.
And vice versa.
No problem. Listen, I'm not trying to attack the church. I was only trying to tell Ebony. Ain't no difference between drug dealing and church. Y'all just out here, your principles, the drug dealer is in his community, not helping his community. Your church economically is in your community, taking money from your community, not giving back. And if it buy property, you can't rent in it. Y'all didn't like that at all. These are economic facts. These are economic for your church to turn.
I used to go to, but
your church
not now. Yeah.
Yeah, you said well now. Okay, see what I'm saying? Your church would buy the whole block and make it offices and stuff. So I'm saying, here's the deal. Before they get mad at me, I give to 137 churches a month. I do. It's part of an association. I give 137 churches a month. Just so we're clear, I give to 137 churches a month. So I'm not saying I have a problem. And I'm not saying the same way I give to the drug dealer, Dion, is the same way I give to the church. Do you understand what I'm saying? So stone me for being double-minded then. Except for I don't see it as double-minded. I know. I still got two more things. Go ahead, Jalen.
You might have covered this, but I'm not sure. But so my question was, okay, you asked for 39, but I only got 5, so I gave you my 5. But I ain't got the 39 now. Did I still block my blessing, or since you
didn't block nothing. If you gave your 5, you gave more than 39, because the person who gave 39
isn't there a Bible
only have 39.
It's like the lady who gave 2 pence or whatever.
2 mites.
More. 2 mites. Gave more than all the.
Because if he only got 5, all he got is 5. The person who gave 39, which is leading to my, I only got 2 points. The person who gave 39 didn't only have 39, so he gave more. So I put in the chat, poor people don't give, middle class people don't give. And all y'all gonna go, I get a shirt off my back. You give off of overflow. The reason you give the shirt off your back is because there's more clothes in your closet that you can put on. See, you are very confused in being a giver. You're not a giver. You give because you have it. That's not giving. To know that there's more coming, it's not to give. Giving comes with cheerfulness. Doesn't matter if I have it. Doesn't matter if I don't have it. It's just that's why it's such a thing as a gift for giving. Some people feelings, I said it before, I'll say it again, feelings on every last one of these calls. Even if it ain't they calls, even if y'all gonna bomb in the Bureau Diamond speakers tonight, or tomorrow night, they're gonna be on these calls. You know why? Because Phil and Susan are spiritually gifted givers. And you know what's more powerful than giving? Being present with your physical body. There is a ministry in being present. Do you hear me? That is giving. I ain't Antonio, I ain't got it, but I'm gonna show up. That's giving. That's huge giving, which now leads me to the last thing, and I want to bring up Ina. Leads me to the last thing. And I said I'm gonna do it at the beginning. I'm full circle now. I just want to show you that. So right now, me, Ina, and Grace, actually, my ego want me to say, me, Ina, and Grace needs got doggone praise and worship. My ego wants me to say that. But I'll defer, Tracy, and I'll say, Ina and Grace need praise and worship. They do, because between Dr. Ferris, Phil and Susan, Deanna, I'm missing one, Cedric, we're doing amazing things. It's unfair because you're not in the number. You'll be one day. Okay. You'll be one day, but just not now because sorry, you should have been Phil and Susan if you wanted what Phil and Susan getting. You should have been them. You should have just next time come back alive as them, and then you can get it. But then you got to go through everything they went through. You get it. You gotta go through the whole 80s. You gotta go through the whole 70s, right? You gotta go through all that. You gotta go through the whole psoriasis. Susan had his baby. You gotta go through all that. If you want to get what they got, you gotta go through all that trauma that made them who they are today. Did y'all catch the lesson there? There was a great lesson there. All right. So not Jalen. So Ina has been working with us, and then Deanna and I are doing a little stipend. And she is becoming, well, Deanna's a little slower than me. She moves at a slower pace. You know, she moves at a slower pace. She's learning how to give up control. And Tony's like, you can have all this shit. I don't care. All this shit. She ain't bothering me. You know, as soon as I saw her want to do it, I was like, hey, boom, boom, boom. I ain't gonna tell you what I did. Here, this is the standard I do it. And I go do it better. So I gave her, Ada, did I not? I gave her my standard.
Yes, you did. Yes.
And then I said, now go get better at my standard. And now she is, I would say, arguably better at my standard. And I'm going to show you. Now, this isn't out yet, but I'm going to show you. These are real books. That's Kofi's side, obviously. That's the Tactical Guide. Here is the Sector 9X reader experience, and I'm going to open it. All right. And I'm going to go. Here's the title page. This is designed by Antonio T. Smith Jr. And then here, this is the QR code, takes you to the book. Watch this here. And it's going to tell you.
Hold on. Am I the only one that doesn't see it?
You don't see it?
I don't see it.
No.
Oh, that's my email or something. Let me see. Hold on. What was that? That was Apple Books. Oh, okay. You know what? It didn't pop up the way it should have. There we go. Hold on. My bad. That's what happens when you don't share your full screen. You got to share the actual thing. When I popped it open, and when I popped it open, there you go. You should see it now, Grace, right? Because I can see the green around it now.
Yes.
This is the last thing. Here is the Sector 9X. And then here's the QR code. Here's the thing. And then it tells you artwork by Ina Velaz. Okay, that's how she says her name. You know, that's how she says it. Now watch this here. Grace, do you mind reading? Is this okay?
Sure.
Okay. If you could, right here.
Okay. In the darkened corners of creation, where the unyielding pressures of artistic endeavor forge rare gems, I found an incomparable ally in Ina. Pronounce the last name. How'd you say it?
Velaz is what she says.
Velaz.
Yes.
Her prodigious talent has left an indelible mark on this work, breathing life into the pages with a vibrancy that transcends the ordinary. Ina, with her boundless creativity and meticulous attention to detail, has shaped the visual journey of this book, doing so with a dedication that can only be described as extraordinary. It is with profound respect and admiration that I acknowledge Ina Villars, who executed over 99% of
Because
the
I
art
only did the
for this
cover.
book.
I only did the cover. That's like only 99%, over 99%. Keep going.
Her artistic prowess has not only enhanced this narrative, but has become an integral part of the storytelling itself.
Woohoo.
Her illustrations do more than complement the text. They amplify it, giving form to the words and turning abstract concepts into stark, gripping realities. Ina's commitment to our shared vision has been nothing short of remarkable. Throughout countless revisions and late-night discussions, her passion for the project never waned. Her ability to translate raw emotion into visual art has made her my main illustrator and artist outside of myself. The depth of her artistry has profoundly impacted the aesthetic and emotional resonance of this work, making her contributions invaluable. The gratitude I feel for Ina cannot be overstated. Her work is the backbone of this book's visual appeal and the heartbeat of its artistic spirit. To Ina, thank you for your unwavering commitment, your incredible talent, and the countless hours spent crafting each piece with such care and precision. You are not only a phenomenal artist, but a true visionary, and it is an honor to have you by my side on this and future journeys within the boundless realms of creativity. With deepest gratitude and highest regards, Antonio T. Smith Jr.
This is giving. Okay, yeah, y'all giving her props first. Give her props.
Yes, yes. Nice.
Now,
And I agree with
yes.
all that.
All that. Now, while it says 5 of 43, this is actually a full-length book that goes with Vegetation Wars. That's absolutely free for my fans. Absolutely free. It's full length. It's over 50,000 words. Watch this here. Dedication. You'll see why I'm gonna let y'all skip that. And then chapter 1, Central Monitoring Hub. Now, this book, hopefully y'all hear this here. Don't read this book until you get to chapter 9, until you finish. And it's going to be a warning on this book. Warning, don't read this book until you finish chapter 9 of book 1.
Okay.
If you don't finish chapter 9 of book 1, do not read this.
Thank you.
Okay, get there and then read this. Deanna, that's a little hint for you. That not only for you, but also for how you doing your stuff. But watch this here. Look, y'all. Look. She ain't even seen it yet.
Artwork by Ina Villars.
She ain't even seen it yet. As you read, her artwork is describing what you're reading. It just doesn't make sense until you have to read chapter 9. Now, 9, 10, and 11 introduce Sector 9X, but you have to read chapter 9 at least, because this is what I did. I'm hope Deanna still is from me. So this is the hidden details between chapters 9 and 10 of book 1. And it's a full book. 40, 50, 60,000 words. It's a full book. So chapter 9 and 10 skips over it. But for my fans who are being very dedicated, blah, blah, blah. Now watch this here. Do it again. You missed it again. Right here. You see it? You see it? You see it? Look, I could do that too. Did that blow up for you, Grace?
Yes, it did. Oh, that's nice.
Look much better down there.
Yes.
Yeah, look much better down there. Yeah. That looks good. Look at that. Yeah. And then you scroll and then
more artwork.
Right?
That's cool.
Look at that. That's another part of it.
Cool.
It's another part of it, isn't it, Grace? And you keep going. Wait a minute. Is this wait a minute? I'm not gonna show you nothing else. I told her I'll show her a preview. And now you know what you're doing. Now you see what your work is doing. I'm not gonna show you nothing else. It's gonna be free. It's already on the website. But anyway, you can pre-order it. Wrapping this up. That's giving. She's giving. I'm giving. Now Deanna's giving. Because I'm not asking. I don't know what she's gonna do. If she can do the graphics the way I'm gonna do it. Y'all missing it.
No, I got that.
See, she wasn't gonna do the graphics the way I was gonna do it, Dion. So 4 months ago, I taught her how.
Message.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you. Because the goal is, if you want to give, let me bow to you and help you in your giving. And I took, oh, it was all day. We did it for a full 24 hours. And it should tell you, I gave her secrets. Unmute your mic.
Yes, 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 you did. I'm so
I
grateful.
gave her secrets and then told her, now, every time you do something for me until I tell you no, save this in a portfolio. Because my books go bestseller. And you now need to be a bestseller picture person. And if I win an award, you're an award-winning bestseller, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to use me to get more money. And I say, and this is what it is. And I say, I ain't charging you a dime, and I don't want nothing on the back end. That's given. Grace, I need 2 minutes. I've decided to collapse my reality by understanding this here. So if you don't know, you're about to find out. But my oldest son is he's turning pro. He's going to Spain in September. That costs a lot of money. I hope y'all don't know you don't get to Spain for free. I mean, I guess if you get kidnapped or something, you can, but even a kidnapper's got to pay money. So that costs money and then too, Tracy, you understand, it costs money. Then I told, so we got to buy two houses. Deanna ain't had no credit. She ain't never used it. If she did, she was 12 when she used it. She ain't never used it. Now her credit better than mine. Now we fixing mine because I did a bad deal with Ken and blah, blah, blah. But we 1 month away from that. We got one, Deanna, if you don't mind. Our pre-approval letter is for what?
Up to 3 million.
We got one approval letter for 3 million now. I ain't never had a pre-approval letter for 3 million. The two, be honest with you, Tracy, they actually shorted me. I asked for 5 million. They told me all I can do is 3. So I was actually upset about that, but I was like, that's fine. I can still go look at what I want to do. The other one is automatic pre-approved for probably the same man, just don't even know because we blah, blah, blah. I've just decided that every single thing that I'm doing is going to pay off. I'm not going to let nobody tell me what I'm not doing, and I'm not about to not keep my word, and I'm about nothing. If it's something, what it is, Dion, is I'm getting it, and I'm getting a lot of it, and I'm not playing no games. And so I'm going to update y'all. I'm ending. I'm going to update y'all here in a second. But when I do, just know in the private sector, but this ain't the right one. I was trying to show you something. Oh, yeah, it is. This is the right one. In the private sector, this is what we're currently doing. Phil and Susan don't know this. This is what we're currently doing. I think I can highlight it for you. Grace, if you could.
Burnchat is targeting a monumental raise of $500 million in this growth funding round. This will enable.
You can stop screen. That's top secret. I shouldn't even be on the screen in the first place. And I'm doing the same thing on the government side. So right now, we got some flagship products. I cannot tell you what they are. I cannot confirm or deny. I can tell you right now there's 3 of them. That I can tell you. One of them is raising 100 million. The other one's raising 500 million. The other one, I damn sure ain't gonna tell you nothing about it at all. It's called Vibing though, but I ain't telling you no details about it. It's not happening. And we plan to be finished with that in 2 weeks. And I'm telling you that if you have trusted me this long, Phil and Susan, Deanna, Actually, I'm only talking to Phil and Susan, Deanna, and Grace. Y'all, this is golden parachute conversation. We ain't having no other conversation because I ain't asking you to do nothing, and I'm not going to ask you to do nothing. Your job is to do what you want to do while also receiving this quick golden parachute real quick, if you don't mind. It's already in place. It's happening right now. If I show you the emails of the people I'm talking to on the government side, you wouldn't even believe me. You wouldn't, but we can thank Dion for that. We can thank Dion for that, but you wouldn't believe me. By the end of this, here's what you're going to hear. We got 18 divisions, and I'm treating all 18 divisions like 18 companies. And all 18 companies got to go get 100 billion. Can't tell you how, not going to tell you. Because I already told you in the 2-3-2 plan. Y'all just somebody listen to me now. You know, it is what it is. I already told you what I was going to do. I really did. I already told you what I was going to do, and I'm doing it. So with that being said, I decided to collapse my reality on a $1 trillion company. And every day I get up, a $2 trillion company specifically. When Apple hit 3 trillion, I'm gonna say 3 trillion. I can't, I'm gonna say 3 trillion. But every day I get up and I go, I don't have it yet. What a great opportunity to learn more, is all I say. I don't go, they got too much pressure on me. If Phil, I'm using Phil because he would never, say this, but I'm just doing it because I don't want to speak over nobody. If Phil would just believe in me, we know Phil believes in me, right? If Susan would just believe in me, we know they believe in me. That's why I'm speaking over them, because I can't speak over them. If Grace would just host these meetings, we know Grace hosts these meetings, right? You know what I'm saying? Like this, the point is, I'm not blaming somebody for why my reality is not collapsed to my standard. I'm changing the container of my standard. I no longer think like a millionaire. I think it's too small. I'm not even sure if I think like a billionaire anymore. It's way more than that. We got to say, I think like 100 billionaire at this point. We have to. I don't see how not. I'm literally doing. You can't plant better. You can't dominate. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you, everybody.
Love you more.
Said too much.
Love you
Said too
more.
much. There you go.
Love you more.
All right, y'all have a good one. I got to go work out. Trillion there, Tracy. You got to.
Love you more.
Love you more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.